Well, we love playing live music. Our live show is family friendly, so we can work in just about any place. So yeah, I mean, we do have one song that we wrote about the proper way to adjust yourself. I'll say it that way.
This is the song that apparently that my daughters heard you play at Odd Mall and told me about.
Sorry about that, man.
Because they're older. They're both adults. It's fine. But they came back and I'm like, oh, I'm going to have this Toby Danger on the show. My daughter's like, oh, those guys. Because she's remembering that song. She's like, I don't know about that song, Dad. And I'm like, no, there's this Halloween song. It's awesome. And Too Fat for Rock and Roll. Like, I'm loving this music. And they're like, well, yeah, they got one that's, it's about this. And I was that was so funny.
It's called the pension roll.
We're all living in a world gone geek. It's time to geek hard or go home. The podcast is real. Here's your host, Grounded Geek.
Ooh, it's spooky Halloween time. No, it's not. We're not. It is Halloween tomorrow, but we are not doing anything spooky this time. But this is our Halloween special, and we are live here on Twitch right now, or you're listening on a podcast later. We are grateful for you either way. If you're joining us now, we are about to have a great show. We got a great guest. I'm so excited to talk to these guys tonight. We teased it a little bit last week on the show. We're going to be with them in just a short bit, but before we get to them, I want to bring on my co-hosts, Aaliyah and Utah. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I am waiting.
His name is All Hallow Steve, and he comes every Halloween.
You prepared.
Wherever cocky little children need a fright. Hey, greetings, programs. I'm just working on a song.
You did some
kidding.
research.
I'm not working on a song.
That's a song that we're.
I can't take credit for that. I can't take credit for that.
No, our guest tonight.
That song is by a really great band. Yeah,
we are going to play the music video for that in just a little bit. I'm so excited. You get a little preview. That's great. You haven't brought out the ukulele in forever. Song. I think that's the first time this season for sure. Where's the ukulele been?
It's been a while. Yeah, I have to take it out of retirement. Partly because one of the incentives I think for my Extra Life Marathon coming up next week is going to be you donate some money and I'll cover a song on the uke during my stream.
Do we get to pick the song?
And then also there's yes. Well, see, I did that last year and there are 3 songs I'm still trying to figure out how to cover on the ukulele because they chose songs that are very difficult to play on one instrument, let alone the ukulele.
I want you to do the
like, for example, somebody request.
The guitar.
I could try that. Yes.
From Master of
and
Puppets.
That's still in process.
On top of an RV too. I want you to do it all.
That'll come on top of an RV because you need to be on top of an RV. But somebody requested Tank, the theme song to Cowboy Bebop.
Oh my gosh.
And so I'm still trying to figure out how to put
make that
together.
happen
and I'm hoping,
with the ukulele. There's a lot of instruments in that.
It's been a challenge, let's say. But I'm hoping that by the time my stream ends, I'll be able to do it. We'll see.
I was going to say that's last year's Extra Life that you got challenged, and you're letting down your donors.
It was last year's Extra Life. There were a few. Correct, which is why I need to do it this year. Otherwise, I'm going to take away their donations from my total.
they're going to take it back
when I finally do
take that money right out of those sick kids' hands, and they're going
to. And it's all on me. So It'll be
all on you. It'll be your fault. Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and then it's a great segue because I wanted to talk about Extra Life. It's literally next week. Holy God, it's so fast. Like I am not ready at all.
I can't even believe it's already. Yeah, I'm not ready.
I have not even really started fundraising. So if you're listening, I could really use your help. Utah's doing great.
Perfect chance to.
He's doing great at fundraising. You don't need to donate to his. You need to donate to mine. No, you are doing great. I get notifications.
I have not reached my goal.
Yeah. I get notifications every time one of the team gets a donation. And so
I can't secretly fundraise.
I'm like, ooh, a donation. Oh, it's Utah's. All right. Good job, Utah. Ooh, a donation.
Oh, that's
Utah again. All right. Yeah, so you're getting a lot of donations over there. I got a couple from Matt. Matt is on our team. Our good friend Matt from Promptly Written podcast.
Oh, he's donating to us. Sweet.
No, he's on our team. And
you mean you got notifications?
He's gotten a few donations. His son has joined as well, and he got a few. And I'm still waiting to get more than just my donation that I put in there. So we'll see. No, I haven't even really done any fundraising.
Jeff, you can donate anonymously and nobody will know.
I did do it anonymously, but now everybody knows that the money that's in there is I donated.
Well,
because I didn't want it to look
it's
like
not
I
anymore.
Gotten anything. Yeah, I guess it's not. I mean, maybe there's been more, and I feel bad now because I don't know. Maybe people have donated, and I'm saying that they haven't, and that's no.
Well, you're not saying they haven't donated.
It's one donation so far, but yeah, we're gonna. I mean, the whole thing is next weekend, so that's when I'm hoping that people tune in. Maybe we'll get some donations. I'm really gonna hit all the socials like hard next week and try to push for this. So.
Next week is kind of the, yep.
Yeah. 24 hours.
Next week is where everybody gets.
Yeah. It's going to be crazy. 24 hours of live streaming games.
Yeah.
Are you going to live stream too, Utah? Right? You are. Yes. You're live streaming as well.
Yes. I'm going to be streaming. Yeah. I'm streaming 8 a.m. Saturday to 8 a.m. Sunday. And now the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking 8 a.m. sounds really early.
That's how that's typically how we do it as far as like, we kind of cross over. Cause I start Friday night at 8 and then you join Saturday morning at 8. Then I'm finished Saturday night at 8 and you're still going Sunday morning at 8. And Matt, I think, is starting Friday during the day. And
he's doing noon.
We're all overlapping.
His life schedule is, we overlap. There's a little bit of overlap for the three of us, which will be fun.
But it's all for a good cause. We're raising money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals by playing video games for 24 hours straight. All you have to do is sponsor us for like $1 an hour or just $1. It would mean that I have another donation besides. It would be up as many $1 donations. Hey, as many $1 donations as seriously, like if we had every YouTube follower, I think we have over 500 followers now, donate $1, like I'd be at my goal, which is 500. So bam. Right. But yeah, I'm going to hit it hard next week. But yeah, we want to raise some money for the kids. So if you're interested in donating, the links will be in the show notes, but also, maybe you don't want to donate. You want to be involved. Well, you can. This is a fundraiser that anybody can do. It's extra-life.org, and you can sign up. You can even be part of our team. If you want to join Team World Gone Geek, we'd love to have you. We'd love to see how much we can all kind of raise as a team, and it'll all go to support your local children's hospital. Pretty awesome. And it doesn't matter where you are. So wherever you guys are going to be in the world, you can do it. So, and you can support your local children's hospital. That's my plug for Extra Life.
We have some questions.
Nicely done.
We have some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in the chat, people are talking to us.
Yeah,
that's
Joseph.
Great.
I know.
This
Joseph.
is somebody this is Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Or they're talking at us.
They're talking at us.
Both.
Yeah. So yeah, our goal was to talk about Marvel. We were supposed to do a Marvel State of the MCU last week.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Our guest was unable to make it. So we just kind of rambled for an hour and a half. And then but we're working on that happening again soon. So Marvel Cinematic Universe State of the MCU with Tom Tennant from Marvel Cinematic University. Yeah. However, I feel like it's going to be a while because we have more guests coming and we have holidays in between. But yeah, a couple of huge trailers came out not that long ago, and Basic Dude 20 just brought them up. Wakanda Forever. Holy crap, does that trailer look amazing. Every time they release more footage, I am like flipping out. Like, this is this is huge. This is going to be just a major. I'll feel better. There you go. Yeah, Aaliyah's not feeling great. Thank you for joining us, even though you don't feel great. Yeah,
it's okay.
I appreciate it.
I did not go to church today to help support them.
Hey, but you showed
thank
up
you
here,
for supporting me, Joseph. Well, Joyce,
we appreciate it.
Yeah,
you can do this from home.
Yes, I can. Joseph, the basic dude, aka, is production.
Did you just called Joseph a basic dude?
That's his username on here.
Utah.
Come on. All right. So
I know. I heard Joseph the basic dude.
Did you guys get tickets for Wakanda Forever yet? Because you can.
Yes, we did.
Buy them.
Yes.
You're going with the
We
big
bought
group?
them.
Oh no, I haven't yet.
We have at least 20 people, I think, going from church.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah,
Right.
me and a couple of the kids might go. I haven't bought tickets yet. I'm just kind of like gonna play it by ear when it's out and hopefully get it when I want to. You know what I mean? Or when we're ready to go. And hopefully it won't be sold out. We'll see how it goes.
Correct.
But and I take that back. Hopefully it won't be sold out. Hopefully it is sold out. I'm fine with that. That'd be great. That'd be great for the film.
Well,
but then I'll wait if I have to.
I have a feeling it's going to be like super multiple screens. There's going to be multiple screens. Like, the Cinemark over here, that the 24 is going to be like, I think Wakanda Forever will be on like 20 of those screens.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. I mean, it's the first one was just a box office smash. Like people just had no idea what to expect. And it just like blew all expectations out of the water. This one looks to be even more amazing.
It was like the Monster Mash.
Yeah, exactly. And then Ant-Man Quantumania trailer came out as well. And that was pretty epic.
So many good ones.
Right?
So many.
Jonathan Majors, dude. I love this guy. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite actors.
Everything I've seen him in.
Have you seen the trailer for Creed?
Absolutely. Did you see the Creed 3?
I think you're delayed again.
I'm delayed again.
But I'm
delayed again.
Great minds think alike, but absolutely. Creed 3 looks freaking amazing. Jonathan Majors, I mean, there's no way I would step in a ring with that guy, even if I was a boxer. Like he just looks like he looks like he might be the baddest looking Rocky Creed, bad guy, I guess, opponent that we've had. I mean, he might be badder than Drago. I don't know if the story will be Drago, but man, yeah, that dude is scary ripped in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what basically
one fine specimen of a man.
I don't know. What am I supposed to say?
I know. And he's the bad guy.
With this statement.
And he's Kang in Ant-Man. And we got a little sneak peek of him in that too. So Ant-Man's in trouble. That's all I got to say. Because
I have a bad feeling that Kang is going to play the nice guy and help Scott Lang out. And Scott Lang's going to fall for it. And that's what's going to cause the next awful saga in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Sort of a Mysterio kind of situation in the Spider-Man.
I love Scott Lang, but he
doesn't make all the right choices yet because he's still trying to figure this stuff out. Right.
Yeah.
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 So, glad Rocky took a step back. That's absolutely right. It was so great. And Michael B. Jordan directed this new Creed movie himself. So, that's looking pretty amazing. I recently bought the first two and have yet to watch them, believe it or not, but I want to really badly. So I got to prep. The other two look pretty good, but this third one looks so good that I'm like, okay, I gotta watch the other ones like right now. So I'm ready to do that.
When does Creed 3 come out?
I think they did that on purpose.
You're right. So yeah.
When does Creed 3 come out?
That's a good question. I don't recall. But the internet is right in front of me, so I can tell you
when it's ready.
Only reason I'm trusting it is because Ryan Coogler produced it.
Did he? So that's awesome too. Creed 3, March 3rd, 2023. So we got a little ways still, but
next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of that going on lately. I'm like, look at that crazy, awesome movie that's coming out. And then they're like, oh, 2023. And I'm feeling like
2024.
No, you're lying.
No,
2023.
I know. I'm just joking. Or they do that. They'll say 2024, and then we just have to
freak
wait
me
even
out.
longer.
I'm like, no, it better come out in 2023. All right. That's crazy.
No,
okay.
sorry.
So before we move on, okay, it is Halloween, and I do want to. I feel like we're going to ask our guests this as well. But there's two things that everybody must have on Halloween. Is this your toy time? Should we do that now? What is that? Oh my gosh!
Evil Ash puppet.
That's Evil Ash. Now we're talking. I got to know where you got that.
Sorry, excuse. You got hold on.
Oh my gosh, Utah! This is a podcast.
Holy
Not.
cow.
This literally brought me back to
We
what
need
is
an
that?
audio
The Harry
description.
Potter.
Utah has brought a puppet up on his hand.
It was at that point he realized.
Yeah, we need the. But no, it's Evil Ash the puppet.
This is the Evil Ash puppet from
Ashy Smashy.
Ash
What was
versus
it?
Evil Dead.
What do they call him? Ashy Slashy. When he was in
Ashy
school.
Slashy.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's-
Ashy
so where did you-
Slashy.
Where did you get
So this was a limited run by NECA, N-E-C-A, and they do a lot of prop replicas. And right after that season of Ash versus Evil Dead, they had a limited run of these, and I was able to jump in on a pre-order and get my own Ashy Slashy.
Yeah. Well, then that
I love him.
segues.
He's so cute.
That segues into my first question. So when it's Halloween, we all some of us will gravitate towards scarier fare in the movies or TV shows that we watch. Yeah, Aaliyah's shaking her head. She's like, nope. Well, but okay. So I know there's some movies that
I'm coming for you, Aaliyah.
you don't want to watch. Okay.
This is why I don't want to watch. Look at him. He has nails in his eyes. Like, what happened to this guy?
I think they're buttons, right?
No, those are definitely screws.
Are those screws? Are his eyeballs screws? Oh yeah, Phillips head.
Yeah.
Or is that a button?
Phillips head screws. I'm
What?
kidding. They're really buttons. They're just buttons.
Okay. See, they're just buttons.
They're screws. No, they're the buttons.
I think it's like Coraline, so it's even creepier if it's buttons, to be honest with you.
No,
but
those are definitely screws.
What is your go-to scary movie at
Say
Halloween?
hello to my little friend.
Because I can almost guess, I think, Utah, what your answer is.
Who, me?
Yeah.
There's so many good ones, but I mean, I'm a huge fan of the Evil Dead franchise. Any one of the three.
Okay.
I mean, if I want to be scared, I watch the first one. If I want to be grossed out with a little bit of funny, I watch the second one. And if I want to laugh my ass off, I watch the third one.
Yeah.
Oh, and the TV show Ash versus Evil Dead is really good too.
Yeah. That I like them. I like the third one a lot. The other two, you know what I mean? I mean, when they came out, I was into them. I'm not as much into them as I used to, but I love Ash as a character. Just I can't even tell you. And Ash versus Evil Dead was great for a while. There was one episode that I just was like, no, stuff that it just went too far for even me. I was like, dude.
I know which one you're talking about.
You might be able to figure it out. Yeah. I kind of fell away from the show after that. So I've never finished that series, but I will at some point. Yeah.
That episode was a little poopy, maybe.
Wait, I don't know if it's the same one. I don't know. We won't go there.
Oh, you didn't mind the poopy one?
I don't remember that one, or I don't remember if it's what we're talking about.
I know that this is probably real.
I have
something that he's saying.
Blocked much of it from my head because it was so bad. But I will say, I typically like my favorite movies to watch around Halloween aren't even really all that scary. I love a Ghostbusters movie. I mean, I have to watch Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters is
around
awesome.
this time of year every year. I want to laugh at horror. That's why Army of Darkness is my favorite. Yeah. No, I watched the second one's all right.
There you go.
It's not as good as the first one, but it's okay. I thought it was fine. It was a lot better than people gave it credit for. And Afterlife is even better. So there you go.
Afterlife is a wonderful addition to the franchise.
I know not a big fan, but there's got to be some kind of, because look, I mean, with Ghostbusters, I mean, that's not super scary, right? Is there something scary, or even what about Hocus Pocus? Remember that on Disney or any of those? Nightmare Before Christmas. Is there any
and the sequel
movie
was just released recently?
The Hocus Pocus, yeah, not the Nightmare Before Christmas. Just to clarify, is there any scary movie we can convince you to mention right now?
Convince me. I don't think that I watch anything.
We can't get you to watch the scary ones.
I mean, that they're me or just like.
I get you. Totally. There was a point at which and like I said, I draw the line on certain. I just can't.
But I feel like I would watch. Okay, there was like a Japanese movie. I think it was Japanese about this train to something. Train to
Busan.
Yeah, love that one. I'll watch that.
Train to Busan. Okay, that's Korean.
So zombies.
That's Korean
with zombies.
And zombies. Koreans do zombies really well.
They're the best at the zombies. Ever since Walking Dead kind of jumped the shark, in my opinion, you can't miss with Korean zombie shows, man. They're the best.
Yeah, that one. I'll do that.
They
All of Us Are Dead. The Kingdom, or just Kingdom, I think.
An amazing series.
Yeah.
Kingdom, I love because I feel like it's the first time we've seen zombies outside of the modern era.
Yeah, I think so.
Because Kingdom happens like hundreds of years ago. Yeah, it's a period piece in like one of the Korean dynasties, and there's zombies. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, then before we get off this, or like I said, we're going to ask our guests these same questions, but I got to ask you guys. Or I'll ask you talk, because I know obviously, Leah, you didn't watch it, but did you finally see the final Halloween movie? Halloween Ends.
Oh, I haven't yet.
Okay.
Halloween then we won't talk. I have not yet.
We won't talk about it then. I've heard it's all I was going to ask is if you like. I don't know. I didn't hate it, but I also don't think it was a really great send off, in my opinion, for such an iconic film. But we'll see. Maybe our guests have seen it, and we'll find out. I don't want to give any spoilers away, obviously, but I do want. I am curious. I was curious what people think of it. If it's just me, yeah, it's over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know this is
at
not
least as we know it. It's over. Yeah. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
Gotcha.
So what I was going to say was not related to spooky time at all, but I have been watching World of Warcraft Twitch streams for the new World of Warcraft, and it looks so good.
Okay.
It's so random, but I just felt like I needed to share that with you guys in case you were interested.
I haven't been keeping up with that. They've got a new what do you call it? Not DLC. What is it? They open up like new characters and new parts of the world all the time.
New chapter. New expansion.
I haven't expansion. Yeah. There you go. I haven't played in so many years, so I don't even know what's going on. Last time I remember they did something, they added pandas, I think. Yeah.
They showed this like trailer called Dragonflight, and it was just so good. I was just like, wow, this trailer is amazing. Sometimes I really wish that video games would like match the energy of the trailer,
Oh, right. That they would all be as good as the cutscenes are always better than the actual gameplay, I've found. Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely right. All right. So let me see if this uploaded. It did. All right. So tonight our guests are musicians. They have a band. They are pretty amazing. We saw, I met them and heard a little bit of what they have produced at Odd Mall. We didn't get a chance to talk to them there, but they're able to come now. saw him again at Con on the Cob and had to leave. So I missed him live then as well, which really stunk, but you can find their music on Spotify. We're going to play some right now. This is their kind of Halloween theme song. And Utah gave us a little teaser of that as we started. I'm going to play that now. When it's done, they will be in studio with us, guys. This is All Hallow Steve by Toby Danger.
We were walking down the street, Halloween at night, rocking plastic masks and LA lights. We found a rundown house on the darker side of town. Some older kids were gathered, they were spinning yarns about a bloodthirsty creature that had snakes for arms. He'd show you how you'll die if you said his name out loud. They promised us their whole candy haul if we went inside and tried to find the truth of it all. Before you knew it, we were up the stairs, breaking in a house on a double dare. But we were not prepared for what we saw. His name is All Hallow Steve, and he comes on every Halloween, where every cocky little children need a fright. And he didn't have snakes for arms, but he had a terrifying charm, 'cause he told us what it's like to be 35. Well, we stood before him, but we didn't trust our eyes, trying to decide if we were traumatized. He rocked some cargo shorts and New Balance with high socks. He said, kids, when you get to be as old as me, your ears will get hairy and it's hard to pee. I got kidney stones that were bigger than an ox. But you don't go out nearly as much as your back, and you're eating mostly vegetables, and you just stay this fat. He went on and on for what felt like days, and told a corny joke it didn't seem half-faced, when he was the only one that laughed. His name is All Hallow Steve, and he comes on every Halloween. He moves so slow, it's like he's buried alive. We thought that we were running free, but now we just want to leave. But the front door slammed and we're stuck here for the night. Now the years have passed, so I go back. The house looks empty, but the door is cracked. I go in and hear a creak. Was at the floor, adjust my knees. See a little kid and he's tracking mud, so I pop around the corner shouting, hey there, bud. Smile and I wave, but this brat just points at me. And then he screams, it's All Hallow Steve. I guess the torch has been passed to me. It's an honor that I feel I must uphold. Tuck my polo shirt into my jeans, 'cause I know I'm about to make a scene. 'Cause there's nothing scarier than getting old. No, there's nothing scarier than getting old.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for clapping. That makes us
Yay!
Fantastic. Hey, where'd Jeff go?
Iconic.
You guys are the boss. There goes the video. Yeah, you can just play that one too.
Whoa, hey.
Yeah,
Our producer is out of control.
It started another song. I was enjoying it. Sorry.
Go for it.
Kidding. Welcome to the show, Toby Danger. Welcome, guys. It's good to have you here on the show.
Yeah.
I'll try to group everybody together so we can see. So we got Ryan and Iceman and Artemis are here. And the song we just heard, All Hallow Steve, I got to tell you, first of all, that music video is hilarious. It's really, really good. And I got to know, who some of these people are in the video.
Yeah, who's the
are
first
these,
Steve?
like friends or families? Yeah, Steve. This Steve doing the thumbs up is like every time it happens, I laugh. Tell us a little bit about this music video, real quick.
Well, this music video exists because we needed a music video, first of all.
Iconic.
Usually how it gets
And
started.
a lot of people ask us, they're like,
makes
hey,
sense.
who are these people in the music video? To which we say, we'd like to know also. We have no idea.
Really?
Because this entire music video was put together from stock footage that we found on the internet.
That is fantastic.
Oh, that is
That's
fantastic.
what I wondered. I was like, okay, either they know these guys and they just feel, or it's some sort of, that's amazing.
That's the secret to rocking on a budget. You just steal
That's
stuff off the internet.
fantastic.
So
Yeah.
the guy that was chosen to play the part of All Hallow Steve in this case, I think was like some kind of aspirin commercial outtakes of some kind. He's like, he rubs his head, and then at
That's
the end of the
fantastic.
commercial, he's like, yeah.
The thumbs up is so like awkward. It's just like
The thumbs up is
there's
classic.
something amazing about it. And I love Steve.
What was perfect about the footage is it's like the outtakes of the commercial. So they have him like acting, and then he'll like go out of character and just kind of stare off. So
That's fantastic.
I was able to get that kind of awkward energy that we were looking for while we were editing.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it really is. And that was going to be my next question. So did you guys put that together yourselves? And is one of you guys a video guy, or do you all like to jump into that? Yeah.
This guy right here.
I'm the video guy. So
That's awesome.
everything we do is in-house.
Gotcha.
Between the three of
Love
us,
that.
we have he and I are both graphic designers by trade, and I've done some videography in the past, and Artemis is really good at hitting drums.
But that's about
that, right?
about
He
the only thing
actually
I
runs our social media.
can do.
You're very good at doing promos in front of dark tunnels. I will say I was very impressed by that.
Well, thank
Where's this tunnel that you did the promo in front of?
Oh, I thought it was a green screen. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
The
no,
tunnel where is that tunnel? Yeah.
That's in the town that I live in.
Okay. Yeah. It
I'm
did.
actually not from here, so
Okay. You said you're cutting it out for me. Is he doing it for anybody else with my connection?
Yeah, he's got it now.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't something I needed to fix here. But I love the song. I mean, I love Nothing in the World. And we were all talking about our favorite scary movies around this time of year, but I don't think there's anything in the world scarier than getting old. And that's just what this song is, just genius. I thought it was fantastic. Of course, Utah and I are a little bit further along than Steve. So yeah, there's a whole nother level of fright that is coming for us right now.
Yeah,
But,
in retrospect, after this, like now that the song is written and we've put it out and everything, I wish I would have kept it a little bit more ambivalent. But the idea was 35 is scary when you're like a little kid.
sure.
When you're,
I'm
yeah.
36 now,
Yeah.
and I would love to just be a little kid again.
Yeah.
But yeah, ever since we put that out, there's been lots of people older than 35 being like, 35's what's scary to you? All right.
No, it's fantastic. No, I think it's great because it is. And then, but I think now you have an All Hallows Steve 2 that comes out maybe in 10 years from now. That is, like the new things that what's scaring you as an adult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Singing songs
There's
about
a lot.
ointment,
Yeah.
ointment and having to have a jacuzzi after walking a mile.
Yeah.
A mile.
Colonoscopies.
Walking.
Oh yeah.
What else? Let me think. Yeah.
we
All
could
the pills.
do an entire album on colonoscopies.
Well, now let's not go there. No, I'm kidding.
It's called the Brown album.
So another
there
song.
you go.
Another song are you behind again, Utah? What the heck?
But I love it because he just
I love it.
had delayed left.
Yeah, there you go. He says in about whatever.
What?
Yeah, it's funny. Nothing just happened. Yeah, I know the connection is bad for some reason. No, some of the other songs, one of the other songs that you guys have written that I felt like I could really relate to was Too Fat for Rock and Roll.
Yes, I sent that one to my dad.
Tell me about the inspiration for this song.
Well, the inspiration for that is just the amount of shows that we've played out of breath.
That's fantastic.
You know, this for us, all three of us, really, this is something like the band thing is something we did a lot in our early 20s. And we did it to varying successes. Some of us toured, and we did it quite a bit and got really deep into it. And then we all got married and had kids, and kind of had to put it on hiatus for a while. Now we're kind of just getting back to it and realizing it's a lot harder this time around.
Yeah,
we don't have the energy we used to have. We played at Con on the Cob, and there was a moment after our second song, I had to turn to Iceman, and I was like, "Hey, I need you to talk because I just need a minute."
Well, let's go back to the early days then. Tell us kind of how you guys met. Like, how did this band come together? How did you guys know each other?
So Ryan was in a band called Goodnight Wednesday. There was a punk band. I was in a band called Elijah Wild. We did like some kind of rock and roll. I don't know. We never really figured it out. We broke up before we could nail that down. And Artemis was in more than one band, I think, that we all played with at that time.
They had varying personalities, but the one I remember the most was Ollie Oxen.
Yeah. So he's playing with a guy local to us who's brilliant. And we were all kind of playing the same circles, and our wives are really, really close, and our families are really close. So when all the bands came crashing down, we had to reevaluate our dreams, start having kids and stuff like that. We kind of did that together. And then after a while, we realized we had slightly more time on our hands, not nearly enough to do what we're doing. We're barely making it work, guys, but had just a little more time on our hands, and we thought we'd try again. So we started Toby Danger, which originally was a not funny band. And then after losing maybe 11 drummers in a row, we were like, screw it, let's be hilarious. And then Artist came along, he tied it up in a pretty bow for us.
That's awesome. And then so we got a Goodnight Wednesday fan in the audience. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Goodnight Wednesday rocked. So
yes, they did.
Thank you, 19 Clark 83. I used to do that a long time ago.
You can still find Goodnight Wednesday on Spotify too, I think. And if you stream it like 1 million times, he'll get $10. So
yeah,
there you go.
I still get residuals.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I'm going to get right on that.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, we can listen to it.
Appreciate you paying for my coffee tomorrow.
Well, actually, we just found out today. It's funny, interesting you mentioned that. You know how Spotify does a end of the year kind of like recap of your listening? Apparently, they cut that off tomorrow. It's at the end of October is when they actually cut off their statistics. So whatever we listen to from now till the end of the year is not going to show up in our recap. So if I listen to it 1 million times, you might get a coffee, but Spotify will make it look like I never listened to you at all in my recap. Whereas I should be your biggest fan if I've listened to it 1 million times between now and December 31st. But yeah, it was an interesting thing I didn't know. I feel like I feel a little robbed about my recap now when it stops in October.
Not put out any Christmas music. That's
right. Well, this doesn't show up in the recap. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously you still get listens, but it won't show up as and so when people put albums at the end and people put all those recaps on Twitter and all these things, there's people who aren't getting mentioned because we listen to them all in December. So tell me tell me about the songwriting process with you guys. With three of you, is there somebody who kind of is like the central songwriter? You all come up with ideas. I've always wondered how, a group comes together with a song and how you guys do that.
Ryan is a prolific songwriter. This guy writes songs like every 20 minutes or so. So he's brought a lot of stuff. I've written a little bit as well for the band. Artemis we haven't actually written since he joined the band, so we're excited to see what the writing process looks like now. Once we get our plan is to get a couple more songs recorded for next year, because we have, a full set of songs that people haven't heard unless you've seen us live. And then we've got ideas brewing already. We've been throwing things around in our band chat, talking about, well, what if we did this? This would be hilarious. Let's try writing about this. All these different topics. And we're really looking forward to getting back into that.
Yeah. I mean, I really dig your sound. And so tell me about some of I think on your website, I read some of your influences, but for the purposes of the interview, tell us who kind of has influenced the type of music that you do. And if you guys all have different influences, share that as well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the big things that works in our favor is we do all come from slightly different influences, but there's a lot of overlap. We like to refer to what we do as we call it big tent rock and roll, meaning that we bring a lot of influences from different rock and roll subgenres and eras, and we bring it under one big tent, and we kind of take little pieces and parts from everything. So, I come from mostly a punk rock background. That was what Goodnight Wednesday was. But I also have a lot of, classic rock influences. I love a lot of the old school early rock and roll stuff, even as far back as the 50s. And so we don't have a lot of that stuff recorded yet, but if you were to see us play live, you'll hear something that sounds like Green Day. You'll hear something that sounds like maybe White Stripes. You'll hear something that sounds like old 50s rock and roll. You'll hear something that sounds like an AC/DC song. So we're pulling from a lot of areas.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of a Simple Plan, definitely a Green Day vibe, or that old school.
People always tell us for All House.
Blink 182.
Yeah, Bowling for
Bowling
Soup.
for Soup.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could hear that.
Yeah.
I think that just because that's where my roots are most located, there's always going to be a little hint of that no matter what genre we're pulling from. But yeah, we take an extensive amount of influences from all over the place. We kind of bring them into this, we like to think of ourselves as bringing back an interest in rock and roll to people who aren't interested in rock and roll anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that.
Cool.
I love that because I was a huge rock and roller, I guess, punk rock type of gal. So this definitely resonated with my 12, 13-year-old spirit that was just wanting to be rebellious.
Totally.
So,
like a good
maturity level.
Charlotte.
That's awesome.
So a few
like a
years
good
ago,
Charlotte or
a
few years.
I'm kidding.
Ooh, no, I do love the fact that you guys are a trio, because I think one of my favorite sounds in terms of rock music is kind of the trios, and there are a lot of great trios: the Police, Nirvana, Green Day, Blink 182, Cream, and there's just something about having the three basic instruments rocking out that just seems really raw and powerful to me, and you guys capture that in both a serious way and then also in a humorous way. And so I'm so glad that I've been introduced to your music, because it's fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
That's definitely something that we're aiming for, to be really serious about the music and really funny in the songs. We do take the music very seriously. And we also like the trio. We like to be able to create space for each other. So you can really hear what's happening and try and build as much dynamics between three instruments and three voices that we can. That's what's one of the things that's really interesting to us.
Yeah, when you are a trio, not only do you have to really think through the arrangement of the music, but when you play the music, everyone kind of has to be on point, because there's nothing to hide behind. Mm-hmm. You're all out there together. So yeah, we like that kind of energy, and we like that kind of risk factor, and it pushes us to try to do what we do as good as possible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, you cut out for me. Say that again.
I said totally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got you. You agreed. That was good.
Just because of your connection, you sound like an uncle at the end of Thanksgiving.
That's fantastic.
So when you say things, you just write these down. Like if you like, that's hilarious. So you just write it down and like, oh, I'm going to include this in a song.
I wish I was smart enough to do that. Like all the time. So I just say things, and a lot of times people come up to me and they're like, "Hey, do you remember when you said that really funny thing?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." But every once in a while, I'll sit down long enough to purposely write down some funny things, and then I struggle really hard to remember those when I'm on stage.
Yeah, it doesn't
Ryan actually was a stand-up comedian too, he's always been like the funny one in the friend group. But he was doing stand-up comedy for a while, and there was a lot of tension, like not like serious tension, but tension in him about like trying to do rock and roll seriously and then try and do comedy. And that's kind of what led us to just put them together. Like we all grew up on Weird Al and stuff. Why fight it?
Yeah, that was, I was going to say Weird Al would probably be another, I would think, influence as far as like someone who has kind of pioneered and made, I don't know if mainstream is the right word for it, but you know what I mean? Like there's nobody else in like mainstream music that is like Weird Al, right? Like he's the guy that
even Bo Burnham.
But Bo Burnham is like he's not like releasing albums necessarily. You know what I mean? Like he does like his specials and his shows. But I mean, like
he writes
release an album.
His songs are original.
Did he release an album? I don't have that. I know.
Release an album.
He won a Grammy for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a comedy album too, right? Like it wasn't just music. The one I'm thinking of. It's also his like, it was a little bit of everything. Yeah. That was genius, by the way, that whole thing. But I just think about somebody who's like, funny. And then the other one that I think about, it would be Tenacious D. But kind of in a different, obviously they don't do parodies, but I would say they seem, to me, you guys seem a lot more like them because of, well, one, they're very, first of all, I thought, I listened to a lot of local bands and others, and they're all pretty good, but I thought technically like and I'm not a musician, so I'm only speaking from what I know. So I'm the whole guy, like, I don't know anything about music, but I know what I like, right? That's me. And the music is very good. Like it's very tight. Like it sounds, you guys really know what you're doing, obviously. And I've heard other bands that don't necessarily, but I'm like, this is like a really good band. And I think about Tenacious D the same way. Like those two guys are some of the most talented, especially KG. You guys know what I'm talking. You guys listen to Tenacious D. Actually. KG might be one of the most talented guitarists I've ever seen. The guy can play anything, any type of music. And he just magically makes things come out of the guitar. It's kind of amazing. If you've ever seen any of their videos other than just the kind of the songs that became popular, he's kind of a genius. But being able to marry that like technical expertise, like, we're really good musicians and we're also hilarious. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a hard thing to kind of wed together. And I think that you guys are doing a great job of that. So
I think,
thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think that we actually see ourselves as kind of the inverse of Tenacious D. Although we are huge Weird Al fans. We agree with you. We are more like Tenacious D than we are like Weird Al. Tenacious D kind of has this like so much bravado. We are amazing. We're incredible. We're sexy. We're everything that you want. And the joke is that they're not. Toby Danger is more like, hey, we know we're not. We know we're just some schlubby dads who are trying to figure out how rock and roll works. So we're kind of the inverse of those guys. But yeah, we respect the heck out of those guys. And by the way, KG, Kyle Gass, if you haven't, you should totally listen to his solo albums. Because I
have not. Yeah, absolutely. I definitely should.
Yeah, the Kyle Gass project is really good stuff.
Yeah. And the only reason I would have went there versus Weird Al is just because, Weird Al does a lot of original songs too, but he's obviously world famous for being the king of parody music. And at least not on Spotify, I haven't heard any songs that are parodies. Is that something that you guys do at all, or is it all original?
It's something we haven't really dipped our toes into. The farthest we've gone with that is last Christmas. We did do a parody of Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You," but it is called Die Hard is a Christmas Movie 2.
Yay! Where can I hear this?
If you go to SoundCloud.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's the only place you can hear it. We did not promote it well. We didn't it was like last minute we put it up and we like shared it with a few friends and family. But if you found the Toby Danger SoundCloud, it is on there streaming. But it's all about how Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, literally right on top of my monitor.
Because it is.
John McClane.
Because it is.
It is absolutely my favorite. It's my favorite Christmas movie. It's on my top 10 list of all movies ever made.
That's fantastic.
And it's absolutely a Christmas movie. And people argue with me all the time. And my argument is very simple now. I've simplified it. It used to I make all these reasons, right?
You just made Jeff's day.
At the end, right. That's why I got to hear this song. I got to go find it. I mean, when will the show be done? Because I got to go find it. No, I'm kidding. We're done. Let's finish now. No, I'm kidding.
That's it. Good night.
No, Die Hard. I'm such a huge. So I'm on a green screen right now, but behind me is my Die Hard and my Hudson Hawk posters because
yes, Hudson Hawk.
Thank you. Bruce Willis is my absolute hero. I think Hudson Hawk is one of the most underrated comedies ever.
Hilarious.
And Die Hard is in top 10 movie of all time. But the argument that I have now is if Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, neither is Home Alone. And all you got to do is look at every story beat in Home Alone versus every story beat in Die Hard. And if you can't tell me they're the same movie, but with a kid, right? I mean, they're basically the same. I mean, the only difference is Kevin gets out of the house, right? And does some things around the house. Whereas Bruce is in the building the whole time. But the whole thing, it's literally he's taking care of robbers or terrorists or whatever. They're all like, well, just because it takes place at Christmas doesn't mean it's a Christmas movie. And I agree with that. Just because maybe a scene happens. But to me, a Christmas movie is anytime the movie wouldn't have happened if not for Christmas, basically. You know what I mean? Like Christmas is the reason all this happened. And it's the reason they went to Nakatomi Plaza was the Christmas party. The reason John McClane is in LA is Christmas, so he can see his family. Everything about that movie is because it's Christmas. Same thing with Home Alone. And that's why I'm like, no, it is a Home Alone. Now, if somebody wants to prove to me Home Alone is not a Christmas movie, then I'll give it to them that's their opinion, then they're right. But you have to admit that Home Alone is not a Christmas movie too, in order to be, that kind of thing. Yeah, Gremlins is absolutely a Christmas movie. That's the only reason he has a Mogwai. He didn't buy it for him because he, he bought it for Christmas. It all takes, absolutely. Anyway, sorry, I can go on and on.
So
we won't do
now we know what we need to do at Christmas time.
I want a full version. I want a full version of running up those bills.
What is that? Did I miss that?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
on Instagram, you guys have that song talking about car prices at first.
Oh,
that needs to be a full
I didn't
song.
hear
that was all Iceman.
I forgot I did that. That was really late one night. I'm glad you liked it though. We can do a full version probably. Absolutely. The moment's only kind of passed.
Right.
However, we do. What show is that from? Was that Stranger Things?
Stranger Things.
We do have a Stranger Things song called "You Don't Mess with Jim."
We do.
He's Hopper. That we're working on recording right now. That we think you guys would probably really appreciate.
All right.
It is definitely a crowd favorite when we play it live.
Yeah. So I've just been told that I sound insane comparing Die Hard to Home Alone, and I'm not comparing them as though they are actually the same movie. That's not my point. My point is that the reason all of this is happening is because of Christmas. Kevin has taken on robbers. John McClane has taken on terrorists. It's all, and none of it would take place if it wasn't for Christmas being the reason. So, no, I don't think they're the same movie. That isn't what I think. I might have kind of went there, but that's not what I mean. And you know what? If I'm insane, then I'm perfectly happy being insane because that's it's definitely a Christmas movie. All right.
Also, Kevin is definitely more of a sadist than John McClane.
100%. John is trying to
hurt those guys.
Yeah. He doesn't. Yeah. He rolls down the stairs with a guy, and he wasn't necessarily trying to kill him at that point, but he died, and then he sent him down in an elevator, and it was great.
And he
I love
signed
that
it,
movie.
ho ho ho. Now I have a machine gun.
Yes, and nobody says that line better than Alan Rickman. Oh my gosh, when he says ho ho, I wanted him to play Santa Claus in a movie so badly. After that.
Since we're on the topic of Chief Jim Hopper and Die Hard, has anyone seen the trailer for Season's Beatings?
Yes. With
David
where he plays
Harbour
Santa.
as Santa Claus.
Looks phenomenal.
We are so excited for this movie because it basically looks like Die Hard with Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. No, I love everything about it. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So does that prove that Die Hard is in fact a Christmas movie?
I think it's just one more thing that you can throw onto that fire, one more log for that fire for sure.
All right. That looks great. As long as we're talking about Christmas movies that are also action movies, there was one that came out a few years ago with Mel Gibson called Fat Man, where a kid hires a hitman to go after Santa, who is Mel Gibson. And so that is one I have not actually seen. And it's like every year it's on my list and I never get around to it. This year I got to finally see it. But yeah, that's going to be, I think that, have you guys seen it? You said that you recognize it?
I started watching it last Christmas, and it's one of those things like I started watching it after my kids were in bed and I just cannot stay awake.
Yeah, no,
I haven't made it all the way through yet, but so far it's really good.
That's fun. Yeah. That's great. So tell us a little bit about, as far as obviously you were at Oddmall, you're at Con on the Cob. What does touring look like for you guys now that you're dads? And what is Toby Danger's tour schedule, coming up and going into the next year? Do you guys have shows lined up?
Well, at the moment we are trying to line up local shows around the Akron and Cleveland area. And with us being out of the scene for so long, it's proving a little more difficult than we originally figured because we don't know anybody anymore. So we're trying to get the word out and trying to book those shows. But in the meantime, we wrote a full album worth of material so that we could have a live show. And now we're working on recording the rest of those songs, producing videos for those songs, and releasing that content online, and trying to see if we can drum up a little attention that way and get a bit of a following by pushing some of our material and our content online. And so as of right now, I think the next show we have on the books is in like February.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't intend for that to be like the literally the next show we play. That's just what's next on the books for now. We're hoping to get some more between now and February. But
I might have a few locations for you.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Let us know.
Yeah. I got you guys. I love listening to live. I love listening to live music. That is like a pastime when I am not sick. But
well, we love playing live music. Our live show is family friendly, so we can work in just about any place. So yeah, I mean, we do have one song that we wrote about the proper way to adjust yourself. I'll say it that way.
This is the song that apparently that my daughters heard you play at Oddmall and told me about.
Sorry about that, man.
Because they're older. They're both adults. It's fine. But they came back and I'm like, I'm going to have this Toby Danger on the show. My daughter's like, oh, those guys. Because she's remembering that song. She's like, I don't know about that song, Dad. And I'm like, no, there's this Halloween song. It's awesome. And Too Fat for Rock and Roll. Like, I'm loving this music. And they're like, well, yeah, they got one that's, it's about this. And I was that was so funny.
It's called the Pinch and Roll. And it's really,
I don't understand any of that, but
the matter, it's about being polite in public.
That's right.
Gotcha.
It's an instructional song.
See, and that's what as she's explaining to me.
But
I'm
only
going,
men would understand what you're saying.
Well, that's the thing. As while she's explaining it to me, I'm like, that sounds hilarious. And she's like, okay, then. Like, we obviously, and I'm like,
is there an instructional video to go along with the instructional song?
There very well will be.
Yeah, very likely.
There might be.
That's too funny. Yeah, so that's not recorded though, right? Because I didn't find that on Spotify when she told me.
No,
about
not
it.
yet. That's one of the ones we're trying to get done.
Okay, that's great. We are. Man, now I'm really trying to think of a way that we could try to put a show together with you guys or something, because we are Fan Expo ambassadors for the Cleveland Fan Expo.
Oh, no. Okay.
And what that entails is trying to put together different events and stuff for people to go to when it's not Fan Expo, right? And that'll kind of promote that. And so we have that opportunity to do things. We're trying to put together like a cosplay karaoke night and some fun things like that. Probably in the first of the year kind of situation. But it's, I'm trying to figure out, there's no money. They don't send me money to do these things. They're just like, what can you make happen? And so
Right.
we have to find other, like nerdy venues and things that love to do that. Maybe to get people to buy drinks or, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here wondering like what maybe we could do a Toby Danger thing or something. I don't know. I mean, cause I think that would be a lot of fun. I would finally get to hear your set because it's like every time I'm like, I get to, at Odd Mall, I heard you down in the, I was from my booth. I could hear that you guys were playing and you guys played I think either right after or right before the cosplay contest, which my daughter was in. That's why she heard everything from that song.
Send her our apologies.
It's all good.
Yeah. We're not going to stop playing the song or anything.
No, please don't. No, that's fine. No, she thought she was just, it's like, I can't relate to that, Dad. So whatever.
Yeah. We have,
yeah,
they roll their eyes at us.
I'm probably, but I get that all the time. So it is what it is, right? It just, you just have, I don't know. I don't know how old your guys' kids are. How old are your kid ranges?
I have two daughters. They are 9 and 10.
Okay.
I got
so
7 and 9-year-old boys.
Yeah. And then, so oh yeah. Is he still there?
I think he might be frozen.
I think that's a cardboard cutout of Artemis.
I was going to say, he looks frozen on my screen. I guess he is.
I think maybe he snuck away to go to the bathroom and that's a cardboard cutout.
Yeah. So if you have, almost tween daughters, then it's all, if they're not already rolling their eyes at you, it's coming. But,
That's not true. I did not roll my eyes at my.
You roll your eyes on this show at Be in Utah all the time.
I said at my parents.
Oh, okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah. I love my mother, my daddy. I respect that. My sister and my mom.
Rolling your eyes and loving your parents are not mutually exclusive.
Exactly. Yeah, you can still love them and roll your eyes at them. My wife rolls her eyes constantly. My wife's eye rolls can shift the gravitational pull of the earth because there's been so many in the 30 years that we've been married. But she still loves me,
absolutely.
As far as I know.
Absolutely. I'm totally the sole reason there are eye rolls in this house constantly.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know how that is.
I will say that I wasn't like a disgruntled teenager, but I was like, my mom and I probably got into it like a handful of times, but there was times where I would just go in my room and blast like screamo music because I knew that it would, make her angry. And she would be like, come in. And
there you go.
She would come into my room and be like, turn that devil worshiping music off. It's just funny.
If you get my 9-year-old, my 10-year-old, and my wife all together for long enough, it's just like having a bag of cats.
Yeah.
A bag of cats? A bag. Yeah.
They all have the same strong-willed personality. Like they both got my wife.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They want their own way all the time.
Wow. Yeah. No, I don't envy you there. I mean, I had 3 girls and 3 boys. So we kind of had a mixture of all of it, but no, I 100% know what you're talking about there. But yeah, as far as talking about Fan Expo, so they have bands and stuff come in. Have you thought about like approaching them, or do they have to approach you? Do you know anything about that kind of stuff?
We've been just kind of using Google and trying to find what's out there.
Yeah.
But, well, like I said, we've been just kind of raising kids for the last decade.
Hear you.
So
I'm gonna ask.
How do we do this now?
Yeah. No.
I have a bunch of music friends. I got you guys. I put a few in our private.
I saw that. Thank you. Send us some numbers and we'll cold call them at their house and stuff. Like, it's all good.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it. Actually, I haven't seen ways to sign up, but if you got a name, I'll drive to Cleveland. I'll find them.
Yeah, I will ask. So I'll ask our ambassador, my ambassador contact. She's the one who's like promotes the stuff that we do try to put together, and I'll ask her if they've considered that, because they ask local folks all the time to do this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like they bring in cosplayers from nearby. They bring in a good friend of mine had a company that did princesses and heroes for birthday parties and stuff, and they brought them in to do the kids zone one year and stuff. So they can't, be flying people in from all over the world, for these all the time. They got the celebrities they got to get here, to make the money. So I guess it's, they look at local talent to try to get some. So I'll ask her. I'll see. Why not? Right. And if she's got a contact, I'll send it on.
We're around the area. We don't have to go far.
So Fan Expo is in March. It's in March next year. Fan Expo Cleveland. I'm looking it up real quick.
March.
Because I don't remember exactly when it is. Were you about to say Utah or no? He's delayed.
Sorry,
can you hear me at all?
Artemis is actually streaming from inside that tunnel.
Oh, I can hear you. Just later.
Artemis playing high.
It keeps disconnecting.
March 24th to 26th.
There we go.
What?
So are you guys available?
100% available.
All right, we'll find out. Yeah, exactly.
They're normally fine.
I'll find out. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah. Totally.
And see. And like I said,
Totally.
They don't give us any kind of budget for these events, but if somehow by providence things come together and there's a place you can play, I'll let you know, and we'll try to do that too. Cause
that's awesome. Yeah.
I would love to see you guys live, and it sounds like I got to wait till next year to do it anyway. So, yeah.
You can just come to a Toby Danger practice and listen to us mess all the words up and stuff.
Just sit in the basement with us.
Hey, why not? We'll do our show live from your basement, and while you're practicing, we'll do a live show on the air. Well, that's fantastic, though. I can't recommend these guys more to folks who are listening. If you're into, comedy and rock and roll, a mixture. I mean, these guys have got, and then the nerd thing too. The whole geek kind of feel is there as well, and that's where, I just so many relatable things. Utah was commenting on the All Hallows Steve on the relatability of no one laughed to his joke, right? I mean, it's just the songs are relatable, maybe too relatable, which is kind of, but no, I love that about it. Before we let you guys go or wrap the show up here, tell everybody where they can find more information, your socials, all that kind of fun stuff. Get in touch with you.
Yeah, so anybody can find anything about us if they just go to tobydanger.com. That's TOBY danger.com. And from there, that's got all of our music videos. It's got all of our social media links. It's got all of our merchandise. That's probably the easiest way of going about it. If you Google Toby Danger, you can find it pretty quickly, but there is also a few other things in the zeitgeist that Toby Danger is actually a reference to an episode of Freakazoid from the 90s. So that will pop up alongside it. But we're trying to push that down the Google list. But yeah, tobydanger.com is the best place. And of course, you can find us on Spotify or Apple Music or any place that you stream music. Just search Toby Danger.
Cool. And that was going to segue from that into asking about before we left, the last what the inspiration for the name was, but you already kind of mentioned that it existed in Freakazoid. But what was your guys' inspiration for using this as your band's name?
So it's kind of multi-layered. I initially came up with the idea for the band name because I loved Freakazoid in the 90s. Just one of those really weird, quirky shows that I appreciated. And I felt like this band had that energy, and that's why I chose that name. But I also chose the name because I like the concept of having something geeky like Toby as a name. No offense to anyone out there named Toby. To me, Toby just feels like not a tough name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and not a badass rock and roll god, right?
Right. Yeah. So I thought it encapsulated perfectly the thought of what we are, these like geeky guys that are trying our best, but also we're out there rocking and rolling, you know. Yeah. Danger is our last name.
And it's one of those great band names that sounds like a dude, right? Like Jethro Tull. Like you're like, everybody thought that was a dude and not a band. You know what I mean? So they're like, where's Toby? We're waiting for Toby to come on stage. You know,
people come up to us and they say, so which one of you's Toby? And I say, it's like Captain Planet. By our powers combined, we are Toby Danger.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope people will listen. We'll take this opportunity to find you guys on Spotify. Like I said, the music is a lot of fun. It's all in my, what's it called? Liked songs playlist now. So every time I play it, you know, occasionally you guys pop in there with the likes. I mean, I have a pretty eclectic music taste, so it's all over the place from 80s music to 50s music to, you know, Metallica to, you know, whatever. So, it's fun to have those songs pop up occasionally and just get a good laugh.
It's an honor to be amongst those people.
Yeah. Tenacious D is in there. So nice. There's a lot of those.
But and I'll let you guys know what my dad says. I sent this talk to him. He's gonna be like, that ain't even right.
I think we're all interested more than to hear what your dad thinks of us.
Right.
Well, you know, he's a man of a certain age, and
yeah. So if we've got him, we are in. Yeah.
Right.
I know.
It's that. Well, I don't even want you to say how old your dad is because I don't think he's that much older than you, Ty and I. And we don't need to go there. But anyway, yeah. So thanks again, guys, for being here. It was an absolute pleasure talking. We keep losing Artemis, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I keep trying to bring him back in. But thanks so much for being here. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you guys. We'd love to have you on again when you actually do have your album ready and like stuff like that. We'd love to talk to you about the process of putting that together. And maybe we can talk about the inspiration for some of the songs that we haven't even heard yet because they're not recorded, and I keep missing your concerts. No, it would be great to have you guys back. It was a lot of fun. So thanks so much.
We appreciate it. Yeah, we'd love to be back. 100%.
All right. And Utah, Aaliyah, thanks for being here. We'll see you guys next week. I don't even know who our guest is next week. We're going to try to get Tom back for the MCU, State of the MCU. If you can do it next week.
Is next week
the comedian Ryan is coming the 20th. So
no, I thought when is Extra Life?
You're right. I'm so dumb. Thank you.
Are we doing a show after Extra Life?
We are not doing a show after Extra Life because you will have just finished your 24-hour marathon that morning, and I'm not going to make you come on here and talk about it. You're right. We are off next week.
Thank you for
reminding me. And it's a good excuse to bring up Extra Life again, guys. So Extra Life, extra-life.org. You can sign up to do your own fundraiser. Feel free to search our team, World Gone Geek, and join it if you decide to do it. You don't have to do it on the same day. You can do it anytime you want. You can do 12 hours versus 24, whatever it is. It's your fundraiser. All the money goes to your local children's hospital. All the money, all is the key word there. There's no overhead for this kind of fundraiser. Like they get it all. So that's a great thing. I hate when I do these fundraisers and 25, 30% of it goes to trying to run the program. And it's like, no, we want it to go to the kids. And that's exactly what it does. So check that out. If you see World Gone Geek, look at the team, find Jeff, Grounded Geek Ford on there and sponsor him. Admire how much Utah has already raised, but then give your money to mine. That's my question. No, I'm kidding. It really doesn't matter because it all goes to the same place. We're all playing for the same hospital. I absolutely am joking, but it's such a great cause and we love doing it every year. So it's important to us. So check that out and make sure you follow us on at World Gone Geek pretty much everywhere. That's it. Thanks for being there, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
The Podcast is Real is a World Gone Geek production.